Hi, sixth grade. We're back again for day two, figurative language. So let's get started. All right, here we go. Sixth grade figurative language with me, Miss Greenhill. Okay, so yesterday we talked about always having a learning target so we know where we're going. We always want to have a goal in mind. So today I will identify and analyze the construction and impact of hyperboles, idioms, and onomatopoeias. Those are the kinds of figurative language we're going to go over today. All right, so let's review what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we talked about two types of figurative language, similes and metaphors. So what is a simile? A simile is a comparison of two things using the words like or as. A metaphor is a comparison of two things but doesn't use the word like or as. All right, so the first type of figurative language we're going to discuss today is a hyperbole. And as you can see, it's huge on the screen because a hyperbole is an over exaggeration. So when we're trying to identify hyperboles, we want to ask ourselves, can this really happen? So some examples, the walk was 1,000,000 miles long. So did you really walk 1,000,000 miles? No, you didn't. It may have felt like it, which is what the author is trying to convey. It felt like it was a really long walk, and it may have been a really long walk, but it wasn't 1,000,000 miles. I ate 5,000 pancakes for breakfast. So you may have been really, really hungry, but there's no way you can eat 5,000 pancakes. So what is the author saying? I ate a lot. These shoes are killing me. So shoes don't have the ability to kill you. However, the author is trying to say these shoes are making my feet hurt. We've all been there before. The bag of gifts weighs a ton. So a ton is a lot. So can a bag of gifts really weigh that? No, it can't. But what the author is trying to say is that the bag has a lot of toys and it's really heavy. I had thousands of chores to do before the day was over. I felt like this as a kid growing up, and you may feel like this too. My mom made me do a lot on Saturday mornings. So, but was it really 1,000 chores? No. You probably can't even list 1,000 different chores. But the author is saying it's a lot. I had to do a lot. Next, we're going to look at an idiom. An idiom is an expression that means something different from the individual words that make it up. So when you're trying to identify an idiom, you want to ask yourself, does this make literal sense? Some examples. The shiny red car caught my eye. Now, did your eye really get caught on a car? No, it didn't. But what the author is trying to say is the car got my attention. She was down in the dumps when her friend moved away. So, was the author literally in the dump in the bottom? No, but she was sad because her friend moved away. The boys were just hanging around the basketball court before going home. Does this mean that there were some boys and they were literally like hanging on a court? Absolutely not. It just means they were around chilling. David decided to hit the hay early because tomorrow was the big game. Does this mean that David literally found a stack of hay and laid on it? No. Hit the hay is something we say when we're talking about going to bed or going to sleep. So he had a big day tomorrow. The author is saying he went to bed early. Onomatopoeia. So this is a big long word. And if you can say it 3 times very fast, I congratulate you. An onomatopoeia is the imitation of a sound in word form. So when you're trying to identify an onomatopoeia, you want to ask yourself, can I hear it? So some examples, there was a boom when the box fell off the desk onto the floor. If you've ever heard something fall, it sounds like a boom or a crash. There was a tremendously loud crash outside the window on the street. So if you've heard two things collide before, it sounds like a crash. So these are some common words that you will see in onomatopoeia sentences. So some familiar ones to us are, of course, tick tock. When you think of a clock and it goes, the noise that it makes, it literally sounds like a tick tock, tick tock, tick tock noise. Um, Roar at the bottom in the second column. When a lion roars, it literally is the roar sound. Um, if you look at the top of the third column, beep. When you're in the car and you press the horn, it literally says beep, beep. So those are some common ones that you'll see. All right. So now we're going to look at hyperboles, idioms, and onomatopoeias in literature. All right. So our text, but not buddy, that everyone has read. He said, "Cop a squat." He pointed at a chair. I guess that meant sit down, so I did. So, in addition to identifying these things, sometimes we're going to come across maybe idioms that we don't know, but the text often gives us clues as to what it means. So, here it says he pointed at a chair and guess that meant sit down. That's exactly what cop a squat means. It means take a seat. Miss Thomas said, "Were your ears burning last night, bud?" Were your ears burning is an idiom, and it just means someone was talking about you. You say, "Oh, were your ears burning?" Because we were talking about you. And I clump, clump, clump down the steps, stopping a couple of times to yawn real loud. So I think we all know what kind of figurative language that is. That's going to be onomatopoeia. You think about someone going down the stairs with heavy feet, sounds like a clomp, clomp. And then in flush, I made it as far as the sewage tank where I huddled in the shadow and tried to catch my breath. My heart was beating so hard that I thought my chest might split open. So, literally, is someone's chest gonna split open? No, it's not. But his heart was beating that fast that that's what he thought was gonna happen. So, that's an exaggeration. All right, so for today's practice, there are two sheets attached to today's lesson. One is a hyperbole practice, and on that paper, you will explain the meaning of four hyperboles and then identify three in a passage of literature. And then there's another one that's for idioms, and you will use the clues in the sentence to identify the meaning of the idioms. There are 15 of them. Ideally, I would like for you to do them all, but if you can't do them all, try to at least get through 10. And that's all we have for today. Thank you for joining me again. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.